one game away. Blow up. We're playing for something, man. We're playing for something. Just gotta mean something, you. They gotta mean something. Everything you got. Everything you got. Let's finish this.
Do it, fellas.
Let's go.
Let's do it, fellas.
Finish 2-3. 1, 2, 3. Finish.
Greatness. Greatness happened?
Greatness.
Really?
You got a chance to witness greatness at its highest order. Skip, what word do I want to use? Was this the crescendo? Was this the zenith? The apex? The denouement?
That's a good word. I like that word. That's a good Hollywood word.
You ready to make history? Come on now. Yeah. You know, there's these two words. And when I say them, people get goosebumps because they know what happens next. So without further ado,
Free smoke.
look. Scared cause I'm drowning in silence with bad thoughts. These days I don't have nothing to say, man, the bag talks. I put in headphones on my driver. Pull up to the spot and give a good dick and Godiva. I can't lie, I'm uninspired. No more pillow talking about nonsense. I only stick around to put some band-aids on my conscience. I don't know why I feel so bad, nigga. That's what we do, no foundation. We don't build no more, we just screw. Half a bottle of Henny, girl, I'm going with the wind. The same niggas say they happy for me, ain't want me to win. So I'm done on my friends. Don't need help popping Coronas and reminiscing. I just call up Big Bro J and say it's time for venting. If I live forever, I hold this hate for some centuries. You don't know how much or how you doing would admit to me, but motherfuck all that. I don't even offer up the time to make the call back. Stupid Lodo, if they don't get the picture now, man, I crop them out of the photo. I can't relate to my peers. Been doing this shit for years. I'm motivated by fears. I took the wheel and I steer. My sound not dictated by fuck boys in Atlanta. Stay gifted like this album was ghost written by Santa Bars forever, like they decided to throw me under Slammer. Every song's a hit like they picture me underhanders. I could drop a million songs, but they never gon' understand us. Soapbox sermons for niggas never giving chances. Fight our whole lives to get these weak ass advances. Work twice as hard for the shit that they getting handed. And this ain't even nothing we chose, nigga, we branded. Still can't tell why all of these niggas mad at me. I'm trying to get 100 so I can put my team on salary. Give it all to the art, man, I turn my life to a gallery. Man, damn, what a fucked up masterpiece. 1,100 shots and I swear, man, I felt them all. If we ain't even good on our blocks, man, who can we call? Pre-decline state of mind, we broke crabs in the barrel. Got us fighting our folk, man, this shit just a life of peril.
Well, I tell you what, L, look, I give up, okay? When it comes down to Steph Curry, the light-skinned brother with the green eyes, I finally bow down to him, okay? He is him.
Welcome to Kicking It with Saint. How's everybody doing out there? Yo, hope everybody's having a dope day. My job don't make us work Saturdays no more. So this is my first Saturday off in a minute. I'm excited. NBA playoffs. The Bucks is playing the Heat right now. I'm not watching that series. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now. It was two series that I was never gonna. Well, it was one series I was not watching at all. And that was that not Cleveland. I wasn't watching the 76ers and the Nets. The only way I would tune into that series is if the Nets won one of the games. I predicted that would be a sweep, and it's nothing towards the Nets. I love the role players on that team. The problem is they do not have a game-changing player on that team. A dude who can go get a bucket in crunch time. Gotta have it bucket. I'm gonna go get you those buckets. They don't have that. The 76ers not only have that, but they have a better role player roster if you really look at it also. So as much as I like Spencer Dinwiddie, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, all those dudes, it was just no way that they were going to win that game. And Joel in that series, and I just couldn't see them winning one game in that series. And so that series is over. It was a 4-game series. Shout out to the Nets. A lot of shit they went throughout the season. So even though they did get swept, to me, it was still a productive season. And I'm pretty sure they're happy to get done with this KD Kyrie era. The Knicks and the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think I picked the Knicks to lose that series in 7. I can't remember who I picked. I might have picked Cleveland to win that series in 7. Either way, who I want to win the series is the Knicks. For the simple I love Donovan Mitchell. He's my favorite player in the series. However, Julius Randle played for the Lakers. Josh Hart played for the Lakers. Those is two dudes who I watched for a very long time. As a matter of fact, I watched their entire careers with the Lakers until they was both traded away. So I do want the Knicks to win. I'm not gonna lie to you. I predicted the Cleveland would win it because you got Donovan Mitchell, a dude who done been to the playoffs. I should have took into account the rest of the players on this team. Plus, Donovan Mitchell, while he has always been a bucket in the playoffs, I'm not finna act like he done been the greatest leader of men when it comes to these situations. And I'm not saying he a bad leader or nothing like that. I'm just saying as far as the playoffs go. But I do want the Knicks to win this series. And they doing a damn good job right now. They up 2-1 in the series. They took the game that they needed to take on the road. They got another game coming up at home. If they sweep out the home series, if they win both of their home games, they now up 3-1 with a chance to close it out on the road or come back home and close it out. I really want to see the Knicks move on because I just think this would be big for basketball because I know it's a lot of New York Knicks fans out there. I have not seen the Knicks be successful in my lifetime other than that 1 year with Melo. My thing with the Knicks, well, with Cleveland is it's a hideous court. It's hideous uniforms. It's a hideous color scheme. Hell, I don't even like the logo anymore. I really wish, I don't want to see them move on. I think the NBA need to come talk to Cleveland the same way whoever went and talked to Utah about changing up those ugly, boring, dull ass colors. Like when they had that ugly green and whatever that other color scheme was before recent years when they went back to the purple and the blues and you know what I'm saying? The colors that look better on jerseys, bro. You got Cleveland with this ugly maroon or whatever color you call it, this like faded gold. It's not even a gold. It's like a faded, dirty gold. Like, how can you create a dirty gold? Like, I'm just never going to be a fan of the Cleveland Cavaliers unis, they color scheme, they mascot. I don't even know if they got a mascot. I just think and the game that they played, these first two games that was in Cleveland, just go look at the court, bro. Go look at game one and go look at the court. Cleveland, why did they choose that ugly ass design, bro? I don't want to see Cleveland move on. I didn't want to see Donovan Mitchell go to Cleveland in the first place because I know I don't want to root for the Cleveland Cavaliers. But with that being said, I'm picking the Knicks. I want the Knicks to win that series, even though I'm not going to change my pick from thinking that Cleveland was going to win it. I want the Knicks to win, and they're doing a damn good job because I like their uniforms better. I like they stadium, they basketball arena is 1 billion times better than Cleveland's. I don't care if they ain't seen a playoff game in that shit in years until this year. I don't care. Cleveland's shit is hideous. And that's all I got to say about that. But we're here to talk about Russell Westbrook. You see, I feel bad for the Clippers, bro. The Clippers, and I'm a Laker fan, so I've been a Laker fan my whole life. Now, at times I question, am I truly a Laker fan? Because while I have only rooted for the Lakers as a team-wise my entire life and only said that I was a Laker fan, if Kobe had played for the Hornets, I would have been a Hornets fan. If he played for the Spurs, I'd have been a Spurs fan. If he played for Cleveland, God forbid, I would have been a Cleveland fan. And if he was a Clipper, I would have been a Clipper fan. That's just how that was always going to work. But with that being said, I have always rooted for the Lakers. That's the only team I don't watch. I could name multiple players I don't watch throughout my lifetime for the Los Angeles Lakers. The only time I had started watching another team as frequent as I watch the Lakers is Steph Curry when he was drafted. And then I became basically a Warrior fan. Actually, I didn't even become a Warrior fan at first either. Just like when I was a Kobe fan and didn't really know if I was a Warrior fan yet. I mean, a Laker fan yet. But then you got Lamar, Shannon Brown, Trevor Ariza, Sasha Vujacic, Jordan Farmar, Derek Fisher, Powell, Odom, Bynum. You know, I watched so many players grow with, I'm not going to name all them other bad teams, with the Chris Kamens of the world. And, you know what I'm saying, we finna do all that. The Robert Sacres of the world. But Nick Young's, Jeremy Lin's of the world. But either way, I watched all those championship Laker teams. And so I just became, even though Kobe was my favorite player, naturally I became a fan of the Lakers throughout my entire lifetime. Well, that's kind of how it was when I was watching Curry. You can't help but then finally become a fan of Clay, become a fan of Dre, I already liked Andre Iguodala, but I loved him once he got to Golden State. Like I be seeing people ask, is Andre Iguodala a Hall of Famer? What? Fuck kind of question is that? And maybe I'm just biased now because I'm such a Andre fan, but yeah, that's a ridiculous question to me. But we're here to talk about my guy Russell Westbrook. You see, Brody, I got a problem. You see, I'm constantly told that you want a player that's always playing, that show up all the time, play through nagging injuries and ailments, who is a team guy, who show up for his guys, who show up for his city, like puts the city on his back. Like, even if he never knew what city he was playing in, he gonna rep that city to the fullest. Basically everything Russell Westbrook done been for any team he done played for. Yet, that's what I'm told people want. And Russ is constantly ridiculed, made the butt of jokes, talked about, trashed on. You find little things to nag about. Oh, he got an attitude problem and all these other type of things. I'd have an attitude problem too if I was constantly being called out of my name on a regular basis, and the person who doing it is never having to be checked about it. I would constantly have an attitude too if I got on Twitter with millions of people sending me hate all the time. Yeah. It's not a thing of, I wonder why Russ would be mad if he is. Even though Russ done told people multiple times he ain't an angry person. He's not a mad person. He's happy. And I believe him. See, I fuck with Russ, and I done fuck with Russ for a long time. And the reason being is because I refuse to boo somebody. Well, I don't really boo athletes anyways, but I refuse to hate on somebody who work as hard as Russ worked, who put the time in that he put into the game. Like, people nag about things about Russ, and it's weird to me because Steph Curry is not the greatest defender in the world. But I'm not always talking about Steph Curry's defense. Russell Westbrook can't shoot. Okay, I don't care about that. That's if I only cared about Steph Curry's defense, then clearly in my mind, he ain't a Hall of Famer. If all I care about is Russell Westbrook, what he can't do the best in his arsenal, what kind of shit is that? Who looks at games from that point of view? Like, it's so confusing to me that we act as if players are perfect. LeBron is not perfect. My favorite two players all time is Kobe and Curry. And I know they ain't perfect. Jordan wasn't perfect. Bron not perfect. AD ain't perfect. Kareem wasn't perfect. Magic wasn't perfect. Larry wasn't perfect. I should not have mentioned AD with all these legendary names I am saying. I just want to throw that out there. But nonetheless, matter of fact, let me name some average players, bro, or some players that's on AD's level. I'm not going to do that either. But listen, what I'm saying is there's no such thing as a perfect player. But what we tend to do with other players that we like is not focus on the weakest parts of their games. We uplift the best parts. Russell Westbrook do a lot of things great. I don't know if it's a better rebounding point guard in the history of basketball than Russell Westbrook. I don't know if it's a player who go out every single night and give every single ounce of everything in his body every single night. But yeah, I wonder why a dude who know he do everything to the he can to be a great teammate is constantly being made. He the reason why we lost. Every time he was with the Lakers, that's the reason why we lost. That's the reason why we lost. It's because of Russ. It's because of Russ. Russ came to the Lakers expecting LeBron and AD to be the leaders of that team, and they were not. They were leader in name only because they weren't on the floor all the time. They did not play their best basketball all the time. And one of the things is that will always piss me off is the fact that I love LeBron. But LeBron not standing up for Russell Westbrook the way he should have is ridiculous. The way they let the media go at Russ on a and then the Laker media turned on Russ. And you wonder why a dude would have the attitude that he have when he know he going out there putting his all into the game. Yet it's not good enough for y'all. Because it'd be one thing if you just left it about on the court things and still understood that this dude is doing. It's not like he cheating the game. He not cheating you out of your money. He missed shots. He turned the ball over here and there. Who don't? So I will forever be confused as to how Russell Westbrook, a dude who legitimately do everything you would want him to do, despite the things that he is not great at on a basketball court, and yet you still hate him for it. That baffles me. It's kind of like how everybody talking crazy about Trae Young at the moment. And I'm never going to hop off of the Ice Trae bandwagon. Just like I'm never going to hop off of Brody's bandwagon. Because I'm looking at a dude in Trae Young who ever since he stepped foot in Atlanta then made that a destination team, not a destination, a playoff team. What Trae Young is supposed to come in there and do is to turn this into a playoff team, not turn it into a championship team. That's the other people's jobs. Trae Young is doing his job, but for some reason, that's who you want to trade. Oh, Trae Young, the worst defender in the league. At one point in time, Steph Curry was a terrible defender. They still could win championships with him because coaching understands that he's a bad defender. So let me find ways around that. Management understands that. So let me put players around him. But let's blame Trae Young. And let's trade the best player on the team. A dude who ain't afraid of the moment. Who done got the Hawks to a conference championship already. But let's trade Trae Young. Because he got a coach fired. A coach who, before Trae Young, didn't have some crazy accomplishments on his resume. We ain't talking about Phil Jackson. So, I'm constantly baffled by fans who are nothing but a bunch of fucking hypocrites anyways. But I'm looking at a guy in Russell Westbrook, which is why I never wanted him to come to the Lakers, because I knew what would happen to Russ when he got to LA. He was going to immediately become the victim. A fall guy. Every single time things didn't go right, they blamed AD. But now they got you, Russ. So I knew they were going to blame Russ. It was no shocker to me that happened at all. And it always irritated me that it happened. Because like I said, you might not like how Russ played a game of basketball or his skill set. But to not like how he played a game of basketball when he is legitimately going out there doing what all coaches teach, give it 110% and all this other ridiculous shit, I don't get it. You got people legitimately calling this man out of his name on a consistent basis. But when he ball out, I don't ever hear people talk about it. Or when they do, it's always a caveat. It's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Now, I know that don't mean much to some people because everybody in basketball get into the Hall of Fame. But nonetheless, this is one of the better guards who done played the game, regardless of what you would like to believe. The way people talk down on Russell Westbrook is ridiculous. And I get why he get irritated at. And you want to know something that really frustrates me? Because you look at how Skip Bayless and some of these dudes in the media talk about Russ. And that's who get the energy to these fans. That's who put the battery in the fans' back to start calling him that shit. And so then when he approached them and they want to back down and say something different, or when they want to have that same type of energy and do that, that's also Adam Silver. And some people keep saying, well, they fans, they supposed to do this. Fans are supposed to boo, cheer. They ain't supposed to be being disrespectful, calling players out of their names and cursing players out and calling them all type of crazy shit. Y'all done lost y'all minds on this respect thing when it comes to athletes and everyday human beings. Because you don't look at it, because you don't look at athletes as regular human beings, you think that they can be disrespected when they at work. Because, I paid a ticket. If I go into McDonald's and buy 10 different meals, that don't give me the right to start cursing out every single employee that work at McDonald's. That don't give me the right to pull my pants down and take a shit in the middle of the floor. That don't give me the right to fill up a cup and then toss it on somebody while I'm in the store because I paid. I go to the movie theater and buy a ticket. That don't give me the right to start talking on my phone mid-movie. That don't give me the right to pull out a camera and start recording because, I bought a ticket. But you morons seem to think that just because you buy a ticket to a sporting event, that you can then act a fucking fool. Throw things at the players, curse out the players. Well, let me go up to the nearest middle school, high school gym and pay a ticket to see a boys or girls basketball, football, soccer, any type of sporting event in those. And then let me start cursing out your kids, throwing things at your kids and see how much you like that. Let's get a group of all drunk fans to start cursing out your kids and see how much you like that because it's a sporting event. But now you're going to tell me they make millions of dollars, so they should be able to take it. And that's when I will say to you, you need help. Because if that's how you look at life, you have a problem. Every player got a flaw. There's no such thing as a perfect player. Kevin Durant didn't want to be the leader in OKC. And I see people constantly go at Russell Westbrook. Oh, he took too many shots over Kevin Durant, and oh, he wanted to be. I watched OKC all those years. Problem wasn't OKC having Russ take too many shots. The problem wasn't even OKC buying all into Russ. He was the one that was always healthy. What the fuck else are they supposed to do? Scott Brooks didn't run no type of system. It was your turn, it was my turn. Your turn, my turn. Your turn, my turn. They were a great defensive team because they had a lot of great defensive players, and then they started to trade those dudes away. They didn't want to pay James Harden, so they let him go. They traded him away. But sure, let's blame everything that happened in the shortcomings in OKC on Westbrook. They blew a 3-1 lead to the Warriors. Let's blame that on Westbrook, as if Kevin Durant didn't play on that fucking team also. Constantly baffled by the lengths people will go to shit on Russell Westbrook. But I'm looking at a Russell Westbrook right now for a Clippers team that's supposed to have Paul George and Kawhi, and they have neither of the two. And the only thing Russell Westbrook done went out there and did is compete. He could complain like LeBron be doing, y'all idol, who always gonna make sure he let you know that the deck is stacked in his against him. Who gonna always make sure he let you know throughout those finals against the Warriors when they had Kevin Durant and Curry that, oh, I don't know how we gonna be able to do, you know, always never uplifting the team, letting you know that we got a chance, always on that bullshit. But for some reason, this new generation done accepted that. LeBron done turned y'all into a bunch of pussies because for some reason, y'all will, it's so weird to me that for some reason, Y'all okay with, bruh, the stuff that LeBron done turned, bruh. Oh my God. Y'all cool with dudes not showing up for the dunk contest because LeBron didn't do it. Y'all only care about stats now because LeBron's stats. Y'all try to use his stats for everything. Y'all, this crap right here where everybody who play with LeBron get the blame because y'all don't blame LeBron for shit. It's ridiculous what the links y'all go to for LeBron James. But LeBron James done shown on multiple occasions that as much as y'all keep telling me that he this and that, he a terrible teammate. And I got multiple examples. The Kevin Love situation. The subliminal tweeting at teammates. How he threw J.R. Smith under the bus on the court. How he constantly never defended Russell Westbrook. But that's y'all GOAT. And I didn't say none of that to get at LeBron. Because you could tell these stories about Kobe being a bad teammate, Jordan being a bad teammate. But you know who I don't hear stories about? None of that ever happening with? Russell Westbrook. Yet he always get hate towards him and all those type of things. And right now, as we speak, Russ dropped 37 and did everything he possibly could to get the Clippers a win against when he really don't have much to work with other than what, Norman Powell. And Russ doing everything. He done been phenomenal in this series. And Russ usually find himself with the deck stacked against him. Never complaining, constantly riding for his teammates, constantly uplifting his teammates. I wonder what would happen if Russ could get dudes to ride for him like that. That's why I loved it when Juan Toscano Anderson constantly spoke up for Russ. The way LeBron should have. Juan Toscano Anderson did it. He constantly stood up and repped for Russ. He constantly stood up and talked great about Russ. He constantly stood up and said, that's a great teammate. That's somebody I look up to. Go look it up. Stuff that LeBron could have been doing. I done heard Kevin Durant speak up for Russ multiple times. But you fans would like to believe, and the media would like you to believe, that Russ is some bad teammate. And that's my problem with a lot of y'all fans, because y'all speak as if y'all don't actually watch these games. And then if you do, you speak as if you've never played a sport in your life. And if you've done played that, you speak as if somebody who done been cut from every sport, or was the fan, or was the dude on the team, or the woman on the team that nobody liked. Because I don't know how you could look at Russell Westbrook and hate this man and boo this man and antagonize this man and do everything in your power to make him seem like he a bad guy. All I see is a dude who give everything he possibly have every time he step out there on the court. I wish he could get to a team where the system fit him perfectly. Because I would love to see the way y'all want to see Chris Paul win a ring. And I do want to see Chris Paul win a ring. But I'm a little bit over that now. I really want to see Russ win a ring. Because, boy, y'all would hate that. Oh, y'all would hate that. But for the real hoopers out there, the real sports fans, the real ballers out there who understand what Russ mean to basketball and what he done for teams and what he has been as a team, I couldn't imagine having... I would love to have a teammate like Russ. I would love to have a teammate like Russ. I would love to have a Toscano Anderson as a teammate too after what I saw, but I don't get it. I don't get it. It's one of the biggest mysteries in NBA to me, in sports to me right now, how Russ get this type of hate. Him, Steph, but I get the Steph part because Steph always beating y'all favorite players. So LeBron fanboys is going to always hate Steph because as long as Steph exists and he beating your favorite player and he done took all them, without a Steph Curry, LeBron James probably got 6, 7, 8 titles. So I know why y'all hate Steph. But why you hate Russ is just baffling to me. Skip Bayless being able to get on TV and talk crazy about Russ the way he do, baffling to me. Shannon at times, like, Dick Wright. It's crazy. Somebody who done put into the game what they done put into the game. And all that people give back to him is disrespect. Hate. I feel for Russ, man. But boy, I love that man. That's a dude who you could get behind. So shout out to Big Russ, man. Shout out to Russ. You doing everything you possibly can, big dog. I know you probably won't hear this message, but hey, maybe you will. I appreciate you. And keep kicking ass, my boy. With that being said, I appreciate y'all for joining me on another episode of Kicking It with Saint. Tell somebody you fuck with them. Tell somebody you love them. It's getting hot outside. You could be anything in the world. Choose to be kind to somebody today. Saint out.
I got the moves like hot sauce. Lil' mama taking the top off. I'm laying down getting topped off. After this, you know she getting knocked off. I know she loving the money, so I keep on thumbing and thumbing. She say she horny when she taking shots, so I keep them coming and coming. Now I'm putting dick in her tummy, scoop her up like I'm raking her something. You would think shawty red track, the way that she running and running. You getting dumber and dumber. You out here chasing the bone. After she finished from giving me dome, the Uber is taking her home. Tight.